Alrighty, folks. They just dropped patch notes. I really wasn't expecting us to get a balance patch this week, but they went ahead and hit us with the version 1.4.4. Wait, hold. Is this the first time this doesn't say V here? Hold on. Oh my gosh, guys. I complained about the consistency and professionalism in this patch notes video. This is the first time they do not put V in front of the patch notes. That is absurd. Guys, come on. I mean, you gotta hire me to get this professionalism and consistency up. Anyway, let's get after it. They dropped these patch notes today for the patch that's coming out tomorrow morning. So I gotta rush and try to get this video out to you guys. Let's dive right into it. Update version V. Notice there's not a V here. 1.4.4. But there is a V here. Guys, who is on y'all's graphics team? You reuse the image and then you don't put a V. Like, guys, you're getting sloppy here. Let's get right into it, see what they've done. I have not even looked at this yet because they just dropped. I was trying to get my spreadsheet video recorded. Spreadsheet video is on the way, discussing health and mana scaling of power items. Let's go through here, see what they've done, talk about the changes and the meta implications of them. Thanks everybody for stopping by. We've been having a lot of fun on Predecessor. It's been a great time in the live streams, man. On a lost streak recently, but hey, we're still having fun. You know, it's the gameplay that matters, not whether you win or lose, as long as you're having fun. So let's see what they've done here. Excited to see. Hopefully they fixed the overpowered heroes. I'm looking at you, Countess and Ramp. Overview of... Well, first off, let's see. Greetings, champions. I'd be a little surprised to see another set of patch notes so soon. Actually, I'm not. I expected a balance patch to be last Tuesday, if anything, because 1.4 was massive and they needed to fix some of the issues. Such a major uptake, so many aspects of the game. It's only fair to follow swiftly with a balancing patch. I expected it more swiftly, but whatever. While the usual larger 1.4.x balance patch is still on the way. Okay, so this is why I expected a sooner patch, because a bigger one is still on the way. We've decided to release some changes early. Recent changes to ensure game remains fair, fun, and functional as intended. Proceed things identified such in version 1.4s. Alright. Overview of changes. Death timers increased between levels 3 to 14. This is good because it seemed like you were respawning super fast in the early to mid game. Minions tweaked to make last hitting more consistent. That's hopefully good, right? General reduction in hero and item sustain. That's very good. Hero healing has been extremely broken and anti-heal is not nearly strong enough. I don't think they needed to reduce healing. I think they should still punish you if you don't build anti-heal, but I think they should just make the anti-heal items better, right? Like, it gives you that play, that counter play. Various outlier hero adjustments, general hero and item balance, and more. Gameplay balance changes, death timers. Lower death timers in the early game have resulted in a feeling of an inability to cleanly convert a one-team fight into objective. Exactly. If you get like 2 or 3 of them dead in the early game, you probably can't even get Fang before they're all back and on Fang, especially if they're the team that's on Fang's side. 1 to 18. Okay, here's the previous one. 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we're 6, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So it's not very significant. It's definitely 20, 23, 29. So yeah, it's really not that big of a difference. I don't know if that really makes a big difference. I'm assuming this is in seconds. There's not really I'm assuming this is in seconds. So I don't know. We'll see if that makes a difference. Fangtooth. Objectives such as Fangtooth are currently dying relatively quickly, leading to a strong sense of first mover's advantage. That's fine. Why we don't like people that take the initiative to jump on the objectives. Falls before a team has adequate time to react. Physical armor increased. On Fang, mini prime buff bonus armors decreased to 10%. Okay, that's fair. Mini prime I don't feel like should give you that big of a advantage other than like the gold and stuff. Minions, melee minions, health increased. The scaling is increased per level. That's good. We'll definitely take that. Damage modifier decreased. So yeah, melee minions will deal less damage to you. That's good. Ranged minions' health increased as well. Better scaling per level. Modifier decreased by 5%. So yeah, they have a little bit more health. They do a little bit less damage to you. That's cool. Fix the AI more than anything, but that's a good change in the meantime. Now we're going to hero balance changes. Argus, he's been one of the weaker heroes. Let's see what they've done with him. His damage potential is meaningful. His restricted mana economy can be too difficult to manage. You don't say. Dread Nova cooldown decreased by a second. That's good because that cooldown was way too long. And Particle Shredder cost decreased pretty significantly. 4 across all ranks. Okay, Argus may be a lot more playable now for sure. I'll take that. Boris, what do you think the odds are that he got nerfs? 100%? Right? He's got to be 100% because every single hero they release is too strong on release and they have to nerf him. Boris' survival on the battlefield has left many heroes cowering in fear before his might. It's almost as if that's what you intended, just like the last 10 heroes you released. Overly strong performance since his addition. Some general hits are required. Wow, it's almost as if you had all these changes ready when you released him and you knew that these were the changes you needed to make, but you wanted to release him strong so people would play him. That's weird. Canister healing decreased. Less initial, less scaling. Canister heal bonus. Physical power scaling decreased 0.5%. Core healing decreased. Okay, that's a big one. That's a big one. Less scaling and less initial. Core healing scaling decreased. Yep, that was necessary. Core healing minion and monster modifier 20. Great. Love all these changes. They needed that. Detection protocol. The sniff movement speed decreased. 5% at all ranks. Slow duration decreased quarter of a second. Great. The roar max fear duration decreased. Okay, good. Yeah. Minor changes, mainly to the healing, but this was very necessary. Who could have guessed Boris was going to be OP at release, right? Definitely not me. Definitely not anyone who's read any of the last 10 patch notes. Countess. Countess is another hero receiving adjustments, with a large focus on decreasing her general healing capabilities and the strength of her Blood Tide passive. Wow, how did this get through playtesting? This is ridiculous. General physical armor growth decrease, mana decrease. That's good. She already kind of struggled if you spam her abilities, so that's good. It makes you pay attention to your mana more. Her passive, percent health damage decreased by 2%. Cooldown refund decreased by 5%. Okay, that's a minor change. I don't think they really needed to do this. I think they just make it not true damage, right? They just make it damage that applies to armor, and they'd probably be balanced. Shadow Slip cooldown decreased in the early game. Yep, and the momentum normalized. She did have crazy momentum going through her Shadow Slip. Eventide, I guess that was a glitch that they weren't intending there. Eventide cost decrease. Why are we giving her decreased mana but also decreased costs? What's the point of that, right? Blade Siphon healing decreased. Hero health multiplier decreased. So these are really minor changes. I don't think this really... I mean, I get that she wasn't quite at 50% win rate, but these changes are kind of like give and take. Like, she has less mana, but her abilities cost less early. Or actually, they cost less all game. And they have shorter cooldowns early. It's just a little bit of healing hit, not a big deal on Countess. She's probably still going to be strong. Crunch. While the reduction in distance of the forward crunch has struggled to feel as relevant and struggles to keep up with many other heroes. Okay, I'll take a crunch buff. Mana increased early. It's passive. Better scaling. Better magical scaling. We'll take that. Magical scaling should still be higher than physical power scaling. But we'll take them at 25, I guess. Right crunch. Cooldown decrease. Half a second at all ranks, we'll take that. Forward crunch, cooldown decrease by 2 seconds. Okay. That helps him. You're probably still building a ton of haste and cooldown on crunch. Fangmal, durability changes have left assassins struggling to be able to dish out enough damage and keep pace with the increased physical armor. Attack speed increase, slightly. Hamstring, better scaling. Yeah, better scaling. It needed that. Earthshaker, better scaling. Better scaling. Better scaling on Pin, too. 450 is quite strong. Feng Mao definitely that it should do some more damage, especially late game. Gideon, attack speed decrease. Yeah, that man was an absolute menace in lane. Some of the best lane bully tools among the mid lane roster is for sure right. God, man, that is really oppressive with his passive. Magical power scaling decrease. That doesn't really help early. Torn space cooldown increase. That one does help. 2 second longer cooldown at the beginning of the game on his TP is quite good. Greystone. Did they fix his bug where he didn't get any health back on his ult? Small set of preemptive changes to ensure his early laning strength is not too... But they nerfed him? Health decrease, health regeneration decrease, damage decrease. You nerfed him? I hope they... His ult, it doesn't heal you right now. His ult is like bugged or something and does not heal you. So that's an interesting nerf. I'm fine with these nerfs as long as they also fix his ult to where it heals you. Interesting. Grim. Grim does seem very strong. Let's see if they nerfed him into Oblivion. Magic build variety in the mid lane. Toning down some of his free attack speed. Okay, magic power scaling increase on his passive. It's interesting. Assault mode attack speed decrease. It was a lot of free attack speed. It was probably too much free attack speed, I will say. And his ult, magical power scaling increased. Good. Cooldown changed. Good. Good Grim changes. We'll see how that balances him out. Grux. Let's see. I'm excited to see. I'm anxious to see here. Do they admit that they have left Grux overpowered for the entire life cycle of this game and nerf him, or do they just still leave him strong? Grux's ability to dominate the battlefield and his incredible healing and his newfound reach with his improved smash uses. They have to use like different synonyms for how incredibly broken they made him here. Improved smash and grab has left him feeling difficult to deal with. For now, some general reductions of both his double pain healing and his uptime are occurring, as well as reduction to his armors. Ensure enemies have better chance of trading against him. You're never going to win a trade against Grux, so that doesn't really matter. Yeah. Physical armor decrease by a meaningless amount. The growth is kind of more meaningful. Smash and grab, mana cost increase, good. Why not, you know. Double pain, missing health, healing decrease. You could have taken this to 10% and it would have for sure still been strong. Cooldown increased by half a second. So yeah, Grux is still broken, don't worry about it. If you're a Grux main, aka a Marvel Rivals fan, don't worry about this, just keep playing Grux. Howie, slow grenade, subsequent hit damage decreased. Okay, this is good. Only in the late game though, so that's not a huge difference. Iggy, we gotta nerf Iggy, we made him too strong. Turret's health decreased by a reasonable amount. Health, magic power scaling decreased. Okay, make his turrets easier to take down, that's probably fair, they were a little bulky. Kalori, attack speed growth increased. Health regeneration, physical pin scaling decreased. Okay, that was probably too strong. And the dagger bonus physical power scaling increased. Good, good. I don't know why this was like this before. They nerfed it back, so. Chloe, a little bit more impactful now with the daggers. Chimera, 100% cleave. Okay, 100% cleave. Wow, he's going to be really strong on that jungle clear now. That's quite nice with Unleash. Final hit damage increased. Total damage increased. Yeah, because of the final hit. Wow, so his ult's actually going to hit hard now. I like that. Morgash, please tell me they nerfed her, man. Shift to her healing capabilities. No longer getting as much raw healing. Good. Swarm minion healing increased. Okay, good. And his mark healing magical power scaling decreased. But cooldown decreased. So that's fair. That's a fair balance change. Not making her significantly weaker. Morn, base attack speed increased. And his passive is on a second faster cooldown. That's cool. He'll keep him sustained, to give him a lot of sustain in solo and in jungle and in support. Murdoch bug fix, movement speed increased. Wait, what? Issue affecting his movement speed with it being far lower than intended? I don't know if I never encountered that bug or what, because his movement speed did not seem that much slower than the other carries, especially with his speed up ability. Muriel's general shielding capabilities have benefited largely from now factoring in armors, so we nerfed the Hound out of her. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's what you do, right? When it's a hero you don't like playing that's not cool like Grux, you just nerf the Hound out of him. Damage magical power scaling increased. On the damage side, shield decreased by 10, shield scaling decreased. Shield decreased on her speed up ability just by 10. Ultimate shield decreased by, wow, okay, 35 at max rank. Shield duration decreased by half a second. Wow, so yeah, that's pretty significant nerfs to her shielding. She's probably still good though, right? She's probably still pretty strong if you're good with her. Ramp. Rampage has been seen as one of the top performers in version 1.4. Yeah, we can all read win rates, can't we? There's an incredible combination of damage and durability. Let's see what they've done to him. Attack speed decreased early, good. He kind of needed that. His attack speed, especially in jungle, within the jungle clear aspect, was quite strong. Physical power scaling decreased to 70 on his basic attack. King of the Jungle passive, immobilized max health healing decreased, good. Good, that was kind of ridiculous. Max health regeneration decreased. Okay, that seems pretty reasonable too. Boulder throw damage decrease. Not by a lot, but the damage isn't what makes the boulder good. Rumble, total physical power scaling decreased. Max health to physical power conversion decreased. Okay, this is the big one. 0.25% at all ranks. Okay, that's still better than nothing. Pounce damage decreased by a significant amount. Bonus health scaling decreased by 1%. Healing decreased on his ult by 0.4%. 0.2 up to 0.4, so yeah, good changes there, good changes there. Bring Ramp down, he's a little too strong here. Rick's another heater, gaining baseline attack speed, better allowing him to secure last hits. I already felt his last hits were fine, but better attack speed, by 10, okay, wow, I'll take that. Riot Shield max health scaling increased. 1% across all ranks. That's not a big difference, but we'll take it. I don't mind Rick being strong. Sereth, health growth increased. Physical power scaling increased to 100% on her autos, so she scales like a carry. Heaven's Fury, cooldown decrease. And strike damage increased. Okay, wow. So that's actually going to be quite strong now, even early. Yeah, same cooldown late, but early 2-second less cooldown is quite nice on that. Chastise damage increased late game. And on her ult, bonus attack speed increased late game. So wow, some good late game changes, some good early game changes. 100% scaling on her autos. I expect Sereth to be pretty good now, right? That sounds like they made her really strong. Sev, Omnivamp decreased from 15 to 10%. That's like a band-aid issue for not fixing or not making your anti-heal items stronger. You make anti-heal items stronger, this isn't a problem. Sparrow, her ult, total physical power scaling increased, good. It had trash scaling. Side arrow, physical scaling increased, good. On hit modifier to 30. Okay. They didn't change the crit modifier, but her ult did seem to do very little damage. Really only good for group fights where you can hit multiple people, but we'll take that. Take that for sure. Steel, given his durability, we made him broken because we didn't realize how strong percent armor was. That's what that should read. And they don't even change the passive. Shield bash damage decrease in the late game and cooldown increase. So this does not affect what makes Steel strong at all. The percent scaling on his passive, percent scaling armor is what makes him strong. So missed the mark on that one, boys. Terra's been pretty bad. Attack speed increase. Her primary triple swing. Damage increased. Empowered true damage bonus physical power scaling increased. Okay, that's pretty good. 135% scaling on a true damage hit is quite strong. The throwing axe. Cooldown decreased early. It's not super necessary, but because I think they did that before, right? But 14's fine. And then the dash shield changed to be stronger late, weaker early, just by a little bit. Shield max health scaling increased to 13%. Okay, I can see this making Terra pretty decent. That is really strong scaling on true damage. And that's a good shield scaling too into the late game, so I like that. Faye, yep, she's too strong. We gotta nerf her, I get it. Brambles damage decreased by 20 in the late game, cooldown increased. Okay, Harvest Nettles damage decreased. 5 across all ranks. Okay. That's not super hard of a nerf. That is just a little inconvenience. If you're good with her, you should still be fine. Zarus. Okay, looks like Zarus is the last one here. He was struggling. He has been struggling in this patch. Deflect. Cooldown decrease. 2 seconds early. 2 seconds across all ranks. We'll take that. Spear. Damage increase in the late game. And better scaling. Okay, wow. So that spear is actually going to hit pretty hard now. Coliseum damage increase. It'll feel more impactful when you hit it. Nice. I like this. I like all the hero changes. I think the biggest ones may end up like Terra's a pretty good one. That's a pretty substantial one. Sereth, this should make Sereth a lot stronger. Rampage kind of across the board hits, probably bring him down for sure. This is what you do when you don't want to identify what makes a hero strong. You just nerf everything on him. So that works. He probably needed it. Muriel's probably fine. Murdoch's probably fine. Morn, Morgash, Chimera all look good. Grux will still be insane. Greystone will probably still be weak unless they fixed his ult. Gideon, good reductions. Fangmel, good bonuses. Crunch might actually be one of the more significant changes. These seem like these would give you a lot of early game pressure. Shorter cooldown on right crunch, more damage on his passive, more mana to start, and a faster cooldown on his dash. That seems like that would make him pretty strong early. Countess, a good set of nerfs, probably not enough. Boris, a good set of nerfs, probably are enough. So I think the most impactful ones may be Countess getting weaker, Crunch getting a bit stronger, Ramp getting hit hard. Sereth, this seems like these would be impactful Sereth changes. And Terra may be slightly better. And Zarus, the scaling on Zarus is pretty wild now too, actually. So yeah, good changes overall. They touched a lot of the heroes that were too strong and too weak. So I'm glad they did that. Hopefully they've done something with anti-heal items here, but I really doubt it. So let's hop into the item balance changes now. Lucky Feather gold on hero kill increased. Word. Very better risk and reward plays if you reward me with 40 extra gold on a hero kill, risking my feather to jump on him. Obelisk. Cooldown decrease. Nice. Wow. That's actually crazy for Obelisk. Okay, damage per stack decreased as well. Okay, so yeah. That's good. This is probably still a decent item, but they reduced both the scaling and the cooldown by the same proportional amount, 25%. So not a buff or a nerf necessarily. Tempest, healing decrease. Tempest did seem pretty strong. Ashbringer, okay, carry items. Ashbringer. Better cooldown from its passive. Better cooldown from its passive. That's the only reason you'd ever build Ashbringer in the first place, so the people that are already building it will like that. Anoxian lifesteal decreased to 8. That did seem pretty strong. I'm not going to lie. Rezo receives 1 pin. That will not make a difference in the slightest. Lifesteal decreased on Sky Splitter to 7. Like I said, these may be a little strong, so it makes sense that you give them slight nerfs like this, but just buff anti-heal items. Don't worry about doing this stuff, man. Spectra, some on-hit items have fallen out of favor. Spectra, still good in its niche scenarios, but pretty bad when you build it first item on Grux in the jungle, as we've saw recently our team do in Throw. Ability haste increased to 12. It's a really goobery number. On-hit damage increased to 30. Damage per level increased by 1. Okay, that helps it a little bit into the late game. Stormbreaker, attack speed increased to 35. Electric momentum damage increased to 40. Total figures of power scaling increased. Okay, Stormbreaker. Wow, shout out Stormbreaker. This might actually be the play on heroes that want attack speed early. That seems like a really nice, clear bonusing item right there. Thank, picking up an extra pin. All good, all good. Assassin, Demon Edge. We could not find a picture for Demon Edge, sorry. We just don't have access to that. No. It is what it is. Demonic Shield bonus damage increased. Yeah, nobody's building this anyway, so if they do have multiple shields, this will be a little bit better now. Envy cost decreased. 33 was kind of ridiculous for the pace that the game is going right now. It's kind of hard to save up 3,300 gold when matches are ending so fast. Mind Razor, Cleave, total power scaling increased. A little bit better area damage on it. Nice. Fighter Absolution, magical armor increased to 35. Nice. Makes it more attractive when you're against heavy magical comps to pick this up. You can definitely pick this up in the carry role as well, against very niche use class comps. Aegis of Agawar, physical powers decreased to 20, and low health bonus armors decreased from 30 to 25. Okay, both of these changes are pretty good. You're not really building it for the power, at least not the direct physical power. You're building it for the scaling and also the armor passive, so that's good. Good changes there. Omnivamp decreased from 9 to 8. Again, fair, but just buff anti-heal items. I know you're not going to do it. Tyranny, cost decreased. Okay, more people may consider Tyranny now. It's pretty rare that I really consider Tyranny. Mage, Astral Catalyst. Event Horizon shield bonus damage increased. Yeah, better shield bonus damage, like we saw on Demon Edge. Magnify. Magical Armor Shred increased from 20 to 25. Nice. This is very good. Very good change for Magnify. Makes it more attractive on more characters, especially with the amount of magical armor people are building right now in most games. 25% is very significant. Megacosm physical power cut by another 5. It's crazy to think this item used to have like 80 power or something before they started nerfing it. Less of a catch-all damage source of mages. It's still going to be a must build with 60 power. I hope they realize that. It's still a must build on like 90% of mages. And then finally, Warp Stream. Cost decreased by 50, haste increased by 2. Weird number selection on this patch. As mentioned, this mini patch focuses solely on the most pressing issues. You can expect a broader set of changes in our regular 1.4.x balance patch, currently planned to arrive on April 8th. Okay. We hope the adjustments in this update make for a smoother, more enjoyable experience. Your feedback played a key role in shaping this patch, so please don't hesitate to share your thoughts. See you soon, champs. Alright, a good set of changes here. Let's talk about the most impactful item changes real quick before we wrap it up. I think not many of these item changes are really that impactful. The Magnify one is kind of sneakily good. Aegis not being as overpowered for sure anymore. That item was too strong. Stormbreaker definitely seeming a lot better. I definitely could see myself building Stormbreaker first item now on someone like Sparrow or Kira, or maybe even Grim could be interesting. And that's really it. That's really it as far as super impactful ones. Item changes, yeah, very minor item changes here, and no anti-heal buffs, which is interesting. Like, I feel like I should be more rewarded for building anti-heal rather than just taking 1% off of the healing of, like, Rapture, Sky Splitter, and Anoxian, you know? I feel like you should just reward me for building anti-heal more, but that's just my opinion. Very minor item changes. A couple significant hero changes, not anything too crazy. And as far as regular gameplay balance changes, not anything too crazy either. Slightly more health and slightly less damage coming out of minions. Slightly more armor on Fang, and less armor bonus from taking Mini Prime. And slightly longer death timers, but it is very slightly. It's not a big difference. So that's it for version, keyword version is what V stands for, by the way, 1.4.4. They said that another one's coming April 8th. When does that put that? That puts that 2 Tuesdays away. So we'll see what else they change in that patch, but in the meantime, this definitely does tighten the meta down. Brings down Ramp and Countess, which were just the most overpowered heroes possible. Brings down Grux a little bit. Again, you can see the evidence that they like playing him too much, so they don't want to bring him down too much, because then they'll lose their main, and then they'll have to play Marvel Rivals too much. So they don't take him down completely. The general balance changes, I think, are good, and the item changes are really minor. We'll see if the heroes like Argus, Terra, Feng Mao, Kalari really step up any because of these changes. Sereth actually may step up a fair amount. These are really like strong overall changes for her. And Zarus, if you like playing Zarus, you're probably playing him regardless, right? So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Hope everyone enjoyed and found this video helpful. Check out these patch notes. I will link them in the description if you want to come look at this page where they say update version 1.4.4. Yeah, just keep enjoying Pred, man. I was going to keep enjoying Pred, assuming we didn't even get a patch this week, but they are dropping one, letting us know last second with this one, but it's all good. Getting the information out there to you guys. Come out to the live streams and hang out with us, queue some games with us. I've got a spreadsheet video on the way, like I mentioned, looking at health and mana scaling of both physical and magical power. That one should be a fun one. Maybe out in like 2 days or a day. I don't know. I got to rush and get this update video out to you guys. So come talk to us in the lives. Let us know what you think about the meta. Did your favorite hero get adjustments up or down? Not too many adjustments, but probably a lot of people will still be affected by these changes. Boris for sure getting brought down to where he deserved to be all along. We'll see how much of an impact this makes on the meta. We'll keep an eye on the Ometa City player statistics as well. Go to Ometa City, look at the win rate and pick rate statistics to find more helpful information on who the best heroes are, and don't just give your opinion. Argue with the numbers. They will not argue back. We will see you all in the next one. Thanks for stopping by.